Hi, it's Mary again. I want to thank everybody for their support and viewing my channel. In the last video was amazing how many views I got. That's really exciting. I am excited about that, and some new subscribers. In YouTube world, they're like, put out 10 videos. Don't worry about how many subscribers you get. Nobody's going to be watching anyway. Well, people are watching, and I think that's awesome. Even with me fumbling around and screwing up my editing, people are still watching, and that's wonderful. So the name change is coming in the next few days. I'm going to give people a chance to view this video, and then I'm going to switch to Stoney Creek Homestead. I'm more of a homesteader than a unleashed retired person. We're gonna get into my video after this is going to be pruning all the apple trees. There's 5 apple trees and 2 pear trees. They're 40 to 50 years old. I don't know what variety they are. Most of them are almost 20 foot tall, and that is not a good thing because they're putting all their growth into height instead of fruit. So we need to cut them back. We need to top them. I like to get them down to 10 to 15 foot tall. It's easier to get to the fruit that way. Nothing's up at the top of the trees. Maybe a little bit of fruit up there, but not much. So I have my girlfriend's husband's going to come by and get up in the ladder, and he's going to take his chainsaw and take about 6 foot off the top of the trees. And then the following year, we're going to take another 6 foot so we don't shock them too bad. I don't want to kill the things. I'm trying to save their lives. So, like I said, they're 40 to 50-year-old neglected trees. I don't know when they were actually pruned, if ever, in those years. I just like the challenge of bringing something back to life and getting it to do what it was intended to do, is produce good fruit. I don't know the varieties of the trees until I look at the fruit. Maybe then I won't be able to tell. There's different varieties popular throughout this area of Tennessee. My list says there were Golden Delicious, Jonathan's, Grimes Golden, McIntosh, Wine Sap, and Roxbury Russet. So a couple of those I've heard of before. I'm not really a big apple person to begin with, but I just like taking care of plants and animals and seeing if they can produce something grand again. And that'd be fun to watch them, the renewed growth. That'll be interesting to see what I've helped them do, like a nurse bringing a tree back to health. And when I first moved in, the fruit on the trees was very small, and they had, I guess they call it a rust on them. They weren't very healthy. A lot of them had fallen off. They're rotting on the tree as well. They just need help, and I'd like to give them some help and bring them back to their glory. So after he tops the tree, I'm going to go through and cut the dead branches off. There's quite a few of those, and then there's a lot of mangled limbs that are crossing through the middle of it, and they're rubbing on each other. Those need to be taken out. I have a basic idea what needs to be done. I've pruned trees before and helped them along. It's this time of year that needs to be done when the sap isn't isn't running through the trees. It's still down in the ground, protecting the roots from what I understand. So once the weather changes and gets better, the sap's going to start going up and to the buds and making the buds sprout, and then start producing fruit. So I want to do that before they try to bloom. So it'll be interesting to document how well they do, what they are now, and what they start producing in the year, and all the buds coming out and all the flowers. That'll be interesting. Then my next project is I'm planning to tear down all the boxes, the cardboard boxes that I have collected in my shed. Tear them down, lay them on the ground, kill off the grass for the garden area, which makes it easier to rototill up, and then plant my garden with all sorts of different things. I like planting corn, green beans, snow peas. I love snow peas, but they're not easy to grow. I don't know how they do in Tennessee, but this is a much more milder climate than when I was in Oregon. So we'll see if maybe they do better in this climate than the Oregon climate. It just would get so hot there in the summertime that I just think the poor things were sapped of their energy really early in the season. So it was like you'd only get maybe 2 pickings out of them, 3 maybe, before they tried to die off. Excuse me. I'm going to take a sip. And then, what did it say? Oh, tomatoes. Last year, people were having trouble with their tomatoes for whatever the reason was. And they seemed to be doing all the right things, but the tomatoes just weren't doing very well. They'd come on and ripen and then, like, die off. It was a strange season for tomatoes last year. So we'll see what we get this year. I have some ideas on that. Bell peppers, hot peppers, what else? Oh, winter and summer squash, maybe some melons. I have to watch myself because that all sounds so good, but I go to the store or start seeds and I always plant more than I need. But maybe I'll get into the farmer's market this year. I don't know. I got to get to know the farmer's market here. I've been to it a couple times, and it's growing. It was a newer farmer's market close to us instead of clear into town. So there's a new farmer's market started up closer to this area. So I'll maybe get into doing something like that. It all depends on what's going on and how much time I have between grooming dogs and doing a garden and doing some of my building projects, taking the gutters off of some of the buildings and redoing them and painting, and maybe a chicken or rabbit building. I was watching somebody about rabbits. I don't know if I could dispatch a rabbit. They're so cute. I just don't know if I could. I guess my girlfriend's husband can do it, and he has a neighbor too that has no problem dispatching animals for food. So I can clean them once they're dispatched, but I just can't look the thing in the eye and take it out. I could if I have to. We got into a survival situation. Believe me, I could dispatch something really fast. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the orchard, my little orchard of 5 to 7 trees, and see if I can help them actually produce good fruit. And I'll show you all the tools I'm going to use. And if you have any comments or suggestions as I'm going through with these videos, please go ahead and comment. I'd love to hear good and bad. Maybe not the bad. And then I think that's probably all I have. Oh, I tell you the story. I forgot. I was going to tell you the story about... Oh, I'll save that for another time. What my friend's trail cam found in my backyard when I first moved in. And I'll get into that story another time. So anyway, if you think this is valuable information or you're enjoying it and you want to come along for my journey, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the orchard. Bye-bye.